Good afternoon, everybody. A little change up today. It's not my usual programming, but a little update. I haven't been to camp and stayed for a while. My mother was in the hospital and just recently passed. So I haven't been in the mood to do any really filming at camp. I'm coming to you from South Georgia at my father's home. So I'm up here. I'm going to do little things for him, and maybe do a little fishing, and just kind of keep my mind occupied. So I did go to camp on the way up because I wasn't like I say, I haven't been there. So I needed to crank the moto, make sure it was still going, because like I say, it's been about a month or so because of dealing with the hospital and hospice. So I did stop in. One thing positive I did see, and I'll post a picture here. Got a deer. One of the feeder location. A deer finally showed up. It's been a year since the hurricane, and finally have a deer roaming around. So hopefully she'll bring her friends. Get the word out. Hey, there's food here. So something to look forward to. So like I'm here in southern Georgia, and I do have my mic on. I've been watching some of my videos, and I've noticed at some point I forget to put my mic on, and it's hard to hear. I apologize for that. Like I said, this is still pretty brand new. I'm only a couple of videos in to the channel, so I'm learning. Want to make it better, and more positive stuff. So let me get to some of my things I want to get done here, and I'll show you what we're dealing with. Catch you under the shed. Okay, so I'm under here, under the cover of my dad's shed, and they got a lot of little knickknacks that my mother and them put up. Here's his gator. He's had for years, and it looks like somebody's been using a chainsaw, and you've got all the the wood shavings everywhere. The windshield did look the same, but yesterday I cleaned it off real good so we could go down to the pond and do some fishing. So what's causing this is, I forget what kind of bees they are, but yeah, they will tear your wood up. Right now, for the life of me, I cannot remember what they're called, but they are just tearing this up. And there is a contraption you can build with a plastic bottle. I know I need to look into that, and it'll trap them, and they'll go for that, and you can stop a lot of this. But as you can see, I mean, this is bad. So we're going to glue some of these holes up and maybe get rid of a few, because I think either if they're in there, they'll get trapped and die. I'm sorry, unalive. Pardon me, YouTube. But let's get going and see what we can do. All right, so let's go for hole number 1 here. Let's shoot some of this up in there, and hopefully if they're in here, hopefully plug them up. They'll get trapped in this glue, and like I say, unalive a few. But they are just, it was like a woodpecker came in here and just tore this up. So I'm going to get onto this, and I don't know, maybe give it an update Hopefully I'm gonna have to go trim. I got to trim some limbs down his driveway, help him out a little bit. He's having a rough time dealing with this. So I'll see you later. And this is I just can't. This is a beautiful. He's got a beautiful piece of property up here. This is where I do a lot of deer hunting here. More back in the bottoms and up the front of the property. I've unalived quite a few bucks. There are no hogs here, so I see maybe one hog a year shows up on camera, but like one time, and they really don't stay here for some reason. I want to say I hear across the road on the other side where it's a little more swampy, not really swampy, just more bottom land, and they seem to be out there. So I'll be back in a little bit, either do some tree trimming or fishing, not sure yet. It's a nice you got a nice easy life up here. I'll catch you later. All right, I'll tell you what, that is not a happy camper. So that's what we're talking about here. I've plugged up many of these holes, and all of a sudden they're starting to show up. And yeah, they don't look happy at all that I've messed up their homes or nest or whatever that is. So trying to get a good shot of him, but he's kind of quick. I'm about done. I got one more. I'm trying to see if he'll go in here and I can go ahead and entomb him, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, well, I think I'm done here. He's not going in the hole, but as you can see, I've plugged many, and he's still flying around searching for one to go back into, but I think we're done. Now I got to find out how to get this off my finger. So, well, this is it for now, and I do believe I have to go trim some tree branches covering the driveway. Getting a little low. I think there's some kind of, I'm going to say cherry blossom trees or something like that. Real pretty when they bloom. They're on both sides of the driveway. So if I do come back with that, you'll see it. All right. Stick finger. I'm done. All right, we're going to go do some tree trimming. So following along, we're going to go down to the pond.
In the land of cotton, old times there are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland.
All right, we're here at the front of the property. We got these limbs we got to trim here along the driveway, and a few of these we need to trim down. So this is the older version of me. Say hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
So we're going to go ahead and trim these back a little bit, and then we'll trim the cherry blossom trees back a little bit. They're hanging down low, and maybe maybe come back later and do a little fishing. So maybe do a little bass fishing. So let's get this done. So we're going to keep him busy, let him start trimming some stuff back. And I'll go do some of the heavy lifting here up front and get up on the ladder and trim some of this stuff here, keep him busy. So wish us luck, and we'll see how the day goes. Look, no more sticky finger, all cleaned up. All right, I'm gonna go over here and trim up some of these limbs up, and he's back here, he's getting after it, and trimming this stuff down. One thing I did forget was Georgia. Man, these deer flies. Wow. And I forgot my bug spray. So if you see me swatting, I'm not going crazy. I'm not waving my hands around for nothing. These things will attack. And I'm not my usual attire. So I got short sleeves and my shorts on. I didn't expect to be coming doing this stuff. So let's get after it. All right, he's got a nice little path going. Can't complain. So, wow, give the deer something good to look at. The deer, we've got kind of drought conditions here in South Georgia too. So you can see there's a lot of deer tracks around the pond here, and it says 50 miles an hour through here. So I'm gonna set my radar gun up so I can catch him coming down the driveway speeding and go back to my old profession and write him a ticket. Oh, slow down. He's getting on up there, so don't want him to overwork himself. All right, let's carry on. Moving on, move it on up, move it out. Away we go. right, so we're done here. We're going to take on everything up to the burn pile, throw it out, and we'll take a little look what's going on around there. Just glad to get him out moving around and, you know, get his mind off stuff. So getting him busy. Give you a little look around this place. Can't wait for deer season to come back around. This is my favorite place for deer hunting. Get some nice ones, as long as they come out in the morning or evening. I had pretty good luck this year. I got 4 this year, and spread it around amongst the family, because some don't deer hunt, but they love the meat, love some venison. So let's follow him on to the burn pile. A lot easier coming off than it is getting on. Faster than that. And we're done. All right. Figure let him drive a little bit. Hey, don't watch the camera, watch the road. Eyes on the road. Run me into Pine Tree, end this trip real quick. Did you shoot me a bird? Did you shoot me a bird? If you shot me a bird, I can't put this acceptable for children. So I may have to blur it out.
Yeah.
The gnats, okay. I see that. I'll make you famous. All right, let's get it on up. All right, so I guess this is probably going to be the end of my video, I think, unless I go out fishing some more. I'll edit all this out a little bit, get it good to go. But, you know, help me out, subscribe, and follow my channel, and help me make things better. So, Waits and Woods. We'll catch you out in the woods. Bye.